Welcome to the deep dive. We've looked at the sources you sent, and they focus on something really urgent. This food aid emergency hitting, 42 million Americans?
That's the number, yeah. It's a huge figure.
So our mission today is to cut through the noise, the political gridlock, and really unpack what's going on. It seems like it's both an immediate funding mess and these bigger permanent changes to policy.
Right. It's not just one issue. People are calling it the double emergency, which I think captures it well. You've got the immediate shock, the aid being held back.
The November benefits.
Exactly. But that shock is landing on a system already weakened by permanent policy changes, made it really fragile.
Okay, let's start with that immediate shock then. The sources are clear. This decision to withhold November SNAP benefits, well, it's the first time in the program's entire history, like 61 years.
Yeah, first time SNAP has just been unfunded like this. It's completely unprecedented. The instability is massive.
And what's really fascinating, or maybe alarming, is this legal fight that erupted almost immediately.
Oh, definitely. You're seeing federal judges stepping right in.
Actually ordering the release of the funds.
Yes, directly ordering the administration to release the money. It's this incredible real-time clash, the judiciary trying to force a political budget decision to prevent a humanitarian crisis.
So is that what we're seeing? Like the courts becoming the absolute last line of defense for the safety net when policy fails this badly?
It raises that exact question.
Because surely the administration knows defying a judge. That's a big political risk, too.
That's the tension, isn't it? It pushes the boundary on executive power during these budget standoffs, especially when the human cost is so clear, so measurable.
But, okay, even as the courts are fighting this immediate fire, the shutdown, there's this other layer, the permanent damage already done.
All right, we can't forget that. That came earlier with the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the OBBB.
The OBBB. So that changed the game before this current funding freeze even happened.
Absolutely. Forget the shutdown for a second. OBBB fundamentally altered who even qualifies for aid. It wasn't about cutting the budget amount per se.
It's about eligibility.
Exactly. It brought in these really aggressive new work requirements. Very hard for many people to meet.
And we need to be clear about who got hit hardest by those new rules, right? It wasn't random.
No, not at all. The policy specifically targeted older Americans, folks in that 55 to 64 age bracket, and lots of parents, too.
Pushing millions off the rolls.
Yeah.
Or just into impossible situations.
Both. It created this massive fragility before the current shutdown drama. So when the funding freeze hit, boom, the impact was maximized.
And that fragility, that desperation, maybe that's what fuels this narrative we've seen everywhere on social media.
You mean the claims about crime?
Yeah, the idea that people will be forced into, theft, looting, serious crime just to eat because the benefits stopped. It went viral.
Right. And look, the panic is understandable. The desperation is absolutely real. But we have to look at the data we have, the history.
And what does that say?
Well, past shutdowns, other periods of really high food insecurity. The historical evidence just doesn't support this idea of an immediate like-for-like spike in serious, widespread crime.
It doesn't map directly like.
Not in that sensational way, no. While desperation can lead to individuals making terrible choices, it doesn't typically translate to mass public disorder overnight.
So if it's not that kind of public chaos,
yeah,
what is the real documented effect of pulling? What is it, $8.2 billion in food aid suddenly?
The true impact is quieter but devastating. It's an immediate humanitarian disaster playing out mostly behind closed doors.
How so?
What we always see in these situations is a massive, sudden surge in demand at local food banks, charities, pantries.
They become the front line.
They become the only line. And they're buckling. They're trying to fill an $8.2 billion nutritional gap almost overnight. That's the real story. Silent suffering, immense stress on families, and these nonprofits pushed to the brink. Not so much the public mayhem.
Okay, so it's this dual crisis then.
Yeah.
The permanent cuts from OBBB shrinking the net.
Making it weaker.
And then, bam, this immediate political shutdown drama.
Right.
Which, reading between the lines in the sources, involves administration demands versus those ACA subsidies.
That seems to be the political backdrop, yes. The immediate gridlock has its own triggers.
Right, so it all comes together in this perfect storm.
Exactly.